What up, what up? Back at it again, episode 76. All the boys are in the house. I'm your boy Gabe. That's Julian over here. Down there is JoJo. JoJo, what's up with you, man? The production is immaculate. The production is immaculate.
Look, every single podcast, that's the energy I need when you announce my name. So I appreciate that. Your boy's back. I thought it was episode 72. It's episode 76. What do you do? Yeah, man. Yo, I've busy month, man. Been traveling, been trying to keep up with the sports world, obviously. Can't wait to, get into these little debates. You know what I'm saying? We're back at it. So what's going on, fellas?
Let's go, man. Let's get into the biggest week we had just passed.
XFL. No, sorry. I had to hype up Julian.
XFL, come in.
XFL, baby.
Get back to it, guy again.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about it later. But let's talk about it, man. Super Bowl weekend passed over the weekend. Chiefs, Eagles playing in Arizona. Let's get everybody's thoughts on the game. We're kind of just talking in the chat. Overall, how was your overall Super Bowl experience? I know, JoJo, you were out, but how was your overall Super Bowl experience?
It was pretty good, actually. I mean, I missed the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game. I actually missed the first drive. I think Eagles went down and scored right away, right off the first drive.
Yeah.
We were on the way to a bar to watch the game, and we left a little late. Obviously, your boy's never on time. So I'm on ESPN app, of course, looking at the score, and I'm like 12 minutes left on the clock, and I see Eagles 7-zip. I'm like, God damn, the game just started. So
it's okay.
Yeah,
I already
the game is rigged. The game is rigged anyway, so it's okay.
I mean, they were just following the script. We all know that, but still,
Yeah, they're just following the script. It's okay. So it's just the introduction.
I looked at the score and I'm like, damn, 7-zip. Yo, this is gonna be a game. And then we're still on the way there, and I see the Chiefs score. I'm like 7-7. So they both scored on their first drive. And I'm like, all right, like, what's going on here? They're about to drop 50 this game. And then we saw the game on a big screen, on a projector, which is pretty dope, which kind of enhanced, the experience there. Obviously at a bar, good crowd. So there's a lot of people, everyone getting loud. It was just dope atmosphere where I was at. So how was y'all experience?
I mean, I loved the writing. The writing was great. Golden Globe nominee, the NFL, was it 56? I don't even know what number it is anymore. I forget.
I think 57 because Broncos won 7. So, yep. Super Bowl 50, your boy Manning.
Yeah, I thought Act 3 was a little lackluster, but the first 2 acts were great. But no, I mean, I just was at a friend's house, or I'll just watch it. Had a good time. But what about you, Gabe?
Stayed home, watched it at home. I thought it was a really good game overall. We were getting to the details. I thought it was pretty match. Like, it was exciting the entire way through. Obviously, Eagles got up. I got excited because I had the Eagles to win it. I had my boy Jalen Hurts to win the MVP, but still an exciting game. Like, I think this was a Super Bowl moment for Patrick Mahomes. Like, he had an injured ankle and re-injured it in the game, and he was still able to pull out a performance. And I think, like, this was his, he had a great Super Bowl moment that second half, and very deserving of winning the game because he definitely pulled his team through.
Yeah, they shot that man's ankle up. They gave him the good stuff. They had so he could run the last half of that game.
Off the juice.
All right, let's get into the game then. I mean,
oh my God,
Gabe, what did you love about the game? What did you dislike about the game? What are some egregious things that you thought about? Like it?
What part of the script did you disagree on?
How I love how they let them play. They let them play. There was a lot of, they were very ticky-tacky play calling. I love the Eagles play. They would be sneaks. A lot of little diversion plays, running and getting fourth down all the time. I love that because, I think they had the most possession right there. The first half, they had I
They
did
almost
like
doubled
that.
them in possession. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought the defense kind of failed. I thought the Eagles defense kind of failed the team. There
Oh, for
was
sure.
some plays where that first half, Kelsey just always open somehow, and then you know busted zone coverages where just guys are just open. They have Tony open or just kind of busted coverages. Kind of was sealed the deal. Also that turnover, I think the Jalen Hurts turnover where Nick Bolton returned it. That was kind of kind of nail in the coffin coming back. That I think that was that second half.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought I'm still happy. I'm satisfied with the game. It was very tense. It wasn't like a low scoring game. It wasn't like 10-12 or something boring. I thought both teams played their ass off, and kudos to both teams. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes.
No, yeah, for real. I mean, the game. It was a great game all up to the end. It was an amazing game. It was a lot of back and forth. The Eagles just let it go. It's ridiculous, but man, to me, like obviously coming out of the next day, the big storyline of the game is the officiating. The officiating has just been a terrible all playoffs, probably all like season.
Really,
honestly.
The officiating. I thought the people were talking about the grass.
You're probably that too. I
was going to bring
the grass was bad. The grass was bad. Yeah, they were slipping all over the place, but the officiating was trash. And I mean, it's to the point where people genuinely think that the NFL is rigged. That's how bad the officiating is. That like people that this is even going viral right now. It's insane. Like, I think they ruined. They said this. Like, I feel like these refs, they don't know when to like pick a lane. Like, it's either you let the guys play and you're gonna not call very much, or you're gonna call everything. Be consistent. But that's the problem. It hasn't been consistent. And you ruined probably one of the best Super Bowls ever based off terrible calling. And it kind of went both ways. I thought that Goddard catch on the sideline, I don't know how they ruled that a catch. I looked at that thing even the next day. I looked at it multiple times. I do not understand how he caught that. The Devonta Smith catch down the line, that was a catch. That was a catch because that ball didn't move. And then the fumble that got called back, that was like, what the hell is a catch? Like, I mean, let's be real. Like, NFL doesn't even know what's considered a catch anymore.
Well,
like here's real quick. Here's the thing. He has full possession of the ball. He takes 2 foot down and he moves forward. What the fuck is this garbage? And I've heard it for years. But what the fuck is a football move? What the fuck is that? What is a football move? That is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Like, even the commentators don't know what to say. They're like, you have to show a football. What the fuck? Is this a football move? Like, I mean, I don't like, what the hell is a football move? Like, the man clearly had possession. He had 2 steps. In live action, it looks incomplete. But when you watch that replay, to me, it's undisputable. Like, come on. Like, that is clear as day a fumble. And I think the NFL needs to go back and readjust some of the catching rules because this game showcased a lot of the holes that is in these rules when it comes to like what is considered a catch, because it's ridiculous. And then obviously we got to go into the final play of the game, which was, I will say, it was a holding call, but it was really weak. And especially that they weren't calling that all game. And now all of a sudden, now they want to call it in one of the most important play sequences in the game on something so soft after you've been letting these guys play all fucking game. Then you call that like in a ball that wasn't even catchable.
Yeah. No way. Real quick with that call, honestly, like, yeah, a call's a call, and I agree, whatever they had to call it. Do you think that call was even noticeable to any of the public eye? Like, I feel like if they didn't call it, no one would even question. Because that's how they've been playing all game.
It's because Patrick Mahomes called it. He was pointing. You wouldn't be able to see. They gave it to him.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see it on TV because you're looking from the side, so they can. I guess they can see a different angle from the back. So, yeah.
Well, I just want to know from the public eye. The rest saw it, cool. But then I'm like, there would be zero outrage. I feel like because let's say sometimes the ref miss a blatant call, right? Like we see it, right, and then there's outrage. But for that specific moment, I feel like no one had any idea at all.
Yeah.
No, it was because you've been letting these guys play. Yes, it's a foul by technicalities. Yes, it's a holding. But like in this moment, you're going to call that? In this moment, the biggest moment of the year, and you're going to call that soft ass foul. Like, come on. It's but yet you won't call like other things that are like, it was terrible. It was, I think, and then Roger Goodell's just dick riding the refs. He's like backing them, which I guess he has to, but like, come on, man. Like the Chiefs have been getting lucky with calls all fucking playoffs. All playoffs, they've been getting lucky with calls. Look, I'm not taking anything away from them because they did come back from a big deficit and the Eagles did choke. They got the defensive coordinator and Andy Reid outplayed him in the second half. I put that all on Andy Reid. Andy Reid called the shit out of that game. He outplayed him. He's the reason why Travis Kelce just seemingly always open. I don't know how he's always open, but it's just, I think a lot of it has to do with scheme and the way Andy Reid likes to use him and utilize him. Like, he's just always open. And man, Pacheco had a game. Like, he was running through. He was running with power. He was breaking tackles. It just, I don't know. What a anticlimactic ending. It's wild. But I mean, what do you guys think about the rest of the game?
At the end of the game, I felt a little sad for that last play, that last heave-ho with 6 seconds left. I felt a little sad for Jalen Hurts because I don't even. Usually quarterbacks that can throw like 50, 60 yards. That shit.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was terrible.
That shit went like 30, 40
yards. I looked like Julian out there throwing the ball. I was actually like, I thought this man had an arm. Like, I expected to go to the end.
Well, I think it must have slipped or something because that's the thing. He was throwing darts all game. Like, and let's not take anything away from Jalen Hurts. Balled out. His accuracy on the run was insane.
Both teams balled out. Like, both teams almost had a near perfect game. Like.
And look, even though I don't think that Goddard catch on the sideline was a catch, that ball placement was incredible. It had nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. It had to do with the tight end fumbling it. But like that, to squeeze that in between that safety up top and that corner down below, man, like that was incredible ball placement. And his ability when he was running out to the side, like on the opposite side of his throwing arm, like just to like whip that shit on so many occasions was just, man, it was great. Like, I mean, both quarterbacks just really played really well. To me, I thought Jalen Hurts probably played a little bit better if I had to pick one. But obviously Patrick Mahomes injured, so who knows how much that actually limited him. And, man, you could see that pain. Remember that run right down the middle to get him right before that holding call that got him into there? He ran up the middle for like 30 yards.
Oh, Mahomes?
Yeah,
Mahomes. Yeah. Oh, man. Like, you could see the pain in his face when he was running. And he was still outpacing the defenders. But, man, you saw it through. It's like, that guy, he was in so much pain.
Time and consecutive games that he did that. And then you get the call to move you even more forward to advance you. Think about that. The script writers, man, they've been acing this. Like, that's the Mahomes special. They called it in.
The character development. The character development's insane, dude.
He's going to run 2 times with an injured ankle, get about 15 to 20 yards. Then you're going to get a penalty that's going to bring you closer to the end zone, and then you're going to win the game. 2 for 2 right now. Now I'm playing. Let me stop. No, but in my opinion, this is a top 5, maybe top 3 Super Bowl of all time. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I think that game was just that great. Now, unfortunately, listen, man.
Yeah, it was way better than the fucking.
I would love.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give all the credit to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in that second half. But where the hell did the Eagles defense go? There's no way you're telling me in the Super Bowl that the Chiefs scored on every single possession. You couldn't get one stop. You already had if you got one stop and with the way you were scoring, you had that game in the bag. They scored on every single I have to say it again. That's ridiculous. But again,
shout out to adjustments.
Shout out to Mahomes and the Chiefs and Andy Reid with the scheming. You telling me they had 2 touchdowns where the receiver was untouched going into the end zone back to back? They literally ran that same play back to back when they were in the end zone, and it worked on both sides. Now, the first time we could say that was nasty.
You could say too that score could have been, if they would have counted that as an actual fumble, the score, maybe the game would have already been over.
Game would have been over if that was a fumble. The thing is, no, he caught the ball he had possession, but he didn't move forward or didn't take his 2 steps on that fumble. So I think there
he had 2 feet down. He had 2 feet down, and he was in the middle of a third. He was in the middle of a third.
He didn't take steps forward though. There was no forward progression on that.
He didn't make a football move.
Yeah, he didn't make the football move. He was stuck. He was planted. He was like a deer in the headlights. Like he caught the ball.
I guess it's just like it's
a 200-pound man sprinting full speed at you, and like what are you gonna do? He wasn't even able to move forward on that.
But you know what's crazy? You know what makes no sense to me is if say if he catches that and then he gets tackled and doesn't, and then and holds on to it and gets tackled. That's a catch, but he didn't make a step forward.
Yeah,
but that it's just the rules are so ass backwards because it's like, yeah, if you hold on to the ball but then you get tackled, that's a catch. But if you don't hold on to the ball and you hold it for a second and show clear possession, that's not. It's like I think I would not be surprised if we start seeing some like potential rule changes this offseason. Because anytime something like that happens on a big stage, things always start hitting the review board and seeing what they do. But so what do you guys think of the playoffs as a whole? To me, I don't know. I just felt a little underwhelmed this playoffs. It seemed just like a lot of just like fluky shit just kind of happened. Even though I thought the regular season was great. I thought there's a lot of storylines going in the regular season.
Do you feel that way in terms of like injuries this playoffs or like bad calls? Or are you just kind of mad that the Chiefs got away with 2 games back to back?
Well, I mean, that kind of plays into the bad calls section, but and then just the injuries. I don't know. Like there were some good games, don't get me wrong. Like the Dolphins-Bills games was solid, even though the Dolphins literally didn't have a quarterback.
49ers, no quarterback.
It was just
poor Giants team. Dallas, of course, couldn't advance. Who are we missing here?
The Jags just completely fumbling the bag in this divisional round. I don't know. It just there were some good games, but then there's just to me, I just felt like there's so much bad officiating going on, and then just injuries just really piled up for certain teams, and I don't know. It just made a little. I thought the Super Bowl was going to make up for all of it because I'm like, wow, this is coming really good, and man, it's really going to come down to the final play, and then. Of course, what happens? Jalen Hurts throws a dud. But I mean, that shit was far anyways. I was like, I already knew from the jump he was not making it to that touchdown line. That would have been like a 70-yard, I don't know very many people who could make that throw. Maybe Aaron Rodgers.
Aside from that call, let's say that never happened. And, the Chiefs still advanced and, they scored a touchdown or the game-winning field goal. Would you still rate this as a top 3 or top 5 Super Bowl aside from that call? Because I think it was great and I think it was very entertaining.
I think it was a great game. Yeah.
It was a comeback story, of course. Mahomes had that little, comeback opportunity. Eagles were dominant, and that's what we wanted to see, right? We wanted to see if the Eagles were legit this whole season, and they came to play. So, like Gabe said, we got to give them their credit there.
No, I mean, I thought it was a great game.
Yeah, I
thought the ending. I thought it was just a couple bad plays, just really, I don't know, just really made it in probably the most important stage in American sports. But go ahead, Gabe.
American sports.
This was better than that 49ers Chiefs championship that we saw that was drug in the mud by what's this guy's name? Of most recent Super Bowls, I would say this has been exciting. Like you made me, I might be a prisoner of the moment, but I thought it was really good. Like I was excited the whole game. It was close. There was tension. So yeah, overall,
this was the best one since 27-3.
Either team could have won.
This is the best one since 27-3.
The Falcons.
Yeah, I think. I can't even remember the other Super Bowls, to be honest. I mean, last year's was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Last year's wasn't bad.
Last year's was pretty good.
Rams.
It wasn't as good as this year's, but it was solid. I mean, but you guys want to talk about the halftime show?
All right.
You guys, or commercials? What was your favorite commercial? Your halftime show?
I can already guess Julian's.
What?
Honestly, I want to talk about commercials. Gabe, let's start off with Gabe.
I thought there was like a lot of nostalgia stuff. It's a lot of stuff like Snoop Dogg, and here's Dr. Dre, and here's this actor, here's Diddy. I was like, there's a lot of nostalgia stuff, but these people are old. Like, they're like 50 and 60 years old. Like, there's no like young people playing the games and stuff. Or sorry, doing
Mr. Beast was
I don't
there.
know, it was a weird kind of commercial. Mr. Beast. Oh well. I'm wondering, was there any crypto? I don't remember any crypto. There wasn't no crypto like last year, right? No
Yo, last year there was
I don't know.
I think they took a little halt on that, obviously with this FTX scandal. But that's all you saw last year during the Super Bowl was like FTX commercials and all these other crypto companies.
Yeah, I mean, no one wants to see that shit. I mean, beyond. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of a lackluster commercials. I didn't really think there was that many good ones. I think the only one, like, I felt like, bro, Tubi had like 5 fucking commercials.
Like, let's talk about the viral one. Let's get into Tubi, Julian.
That shit had like 5. I was like, it got to the point where it's like every time we saw something weird, we're like in the party I was at, we're like, this is a fucking Tubi commercial, like, because like the first one was like the bunnies like digging up a hole or some shit like that, or, like, don't fall into the rabbit hole, and then it was like, the fuck is this? It was like and then I don't remember. Then they had the one because we were on an Apple TV like thing.
Yeah.
So when they like backed out and changed the channel and shit, because we're watching it on YouTube TV, bro. That shit got all of us good. We were all like we all were like looking at each other. Like, I was looking at my friend who had like the Apple TV remote. I mean the YouTube TV thing, and we're like, what the fuck? And then they saw it clicks on Tubi, and we're like, oh, fucking Tubi.
Oh, listen, man, that commercial went viral. There are memes everywhere. There's carousels on IG of just people's reactions for that commercial. Everyone yelling at each other. You at the family party, you got drinks in, everybody's talking, everyone's distracted. And as soon as that commercial started, everyone looks at each other like, yo, stop playing games right now. Who has the remote?
Oh, another one. All right. I was apparently the only one at the party who remembered this, but do you guys know like the Mr. Peanut Man, the Planters guy? Like, he has like this every Super Bowl, he has like another piece of his story. Yeah. I was like, yeah, you guys don't remember, because I don't know if you guys remembered in the commercial, he referenced something like, what are you going to kill me off again or something like that? And everybody was like confused by that. And I'm like, what, you guys don't remember that? He was like, no. I was like, what do you mean? Like the baby peanut thing? Like that went like viral. Yeah. I was like, and they were looking at me like I was fucking crazy. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you guys don't remember that thing went viral. People were roasting it forever. Like, I remember it was getting roasted for like a month of like the baby peanut thing. And when they killed Mr. Peanut and all that stuff, I was like, you guys are lame. I was like,
you guys are lame.
Like, I know I'm not fucking crazy.
Yeah, but let's get into the actual halftime show. How did you guys feel about Rihanna's performance? Obviously, she comes out and pronounces.
Yo, let's talk reactions on that.
Pronounced that she.
I swear, as soon as she came out, we all went through the motions. We're like, all right, because you don't want to be quick to judge, because we know she just had a baby. So, you're being respectful. And it's Rihanna, right? So she's making her return. So you go through the stages, you're looking at like, all right, first thing you notice, maybe her belly a little bit, right? But you don't question it. You're like, all right, it makes sense. You look at that, right? First song in. All right, I mean, she's not doing too much dancing, right? She's bobbing, she's moving. You're like, all right, maybe she's taking some time to warm up, right? Like, she hasn't performed, and who even knows, man? What's the last perform, right? She went ghost, man.
It was something for like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, like, listen, I don't know how patient y'all been, man, to finally see her return, but it's been a while. Anyways, right? So we're looking at those two things. And then you see her moving, right? And then like third song in, I came to that realization. I'm like, she has to be.
Yeah, like she rubbed her belly. Did she rub her belly?
It's just like, you're not dancing to certain movements on certain songs that would get everybody hype. And I'm like, this is not like Rihanna. I don't care how long you've been out the game. Like, you're gonna come in hot, you're gonna be ready, you're gonna be moving. Listen, even Beyonce was out here full performance dancing when she announced her pregnancy. So, obviously safety first, right? And obviously with the stage and the layout, she's 60. Well, I don't even know. I'm not gonna say 60 feet. She's hundreds of feet in the air. So that's what made me consider like, all right, maybe she's not. She's just playing it safe because, I don't know the stage layout. I don't know their safety protocol. I don't know how wobbly it is. But for me,
shit was wobbling. That shit was wobbling. I saw it. You can see it.
Third song in, man, I was like, yo, she has to be. And we just waited for the confirmation. But overall, I still enjoyed the performance. I don't care what anybody says. She's a great singer. She has hits for days. The dancers did their thing. And the stage was pretty fire. I mean, yes, we always want more. We always want to expect more. I would still rate it 8 out of 10 or 7.5 to 8 out of 10. It was an enjoyable performance. Now, people trying to exaggerate, oh, it's top 5 worst of. I don't know. You're just being a hater. Listen, and she did it while pregnant. I mean, I don't know what else you're looking for. But I enjoyed it. It was good.
But I don't know. See, I don't follow pop culture at all. So like people were saying that like as soon as it started and they saw it, they're like, oh, that's right, she's pregnant. So like the whole time I didn't realize it wasn't known that she wasn't pregnant because I guess people that I was around who I guess follow that stuff. I didn't realize because I remember was it A$AP Rocky's the baby dad for the first one or this one too, probably I'm guessing. See, I didn't realize she already had that. I thought this was the same pregnancy. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, she's pregnant. So I didn't think anything of it. I didn't realize I don't follow that shit. So I was like, I mean, yeah, that explains everything. Like I didn't realize that this is her second pregnancy. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize.
Quick, yeah.
And people didn't know.
She gave birth, I think last May.
Damn,
so it was a quick turnaround. So that's why people didn't know. People didn't want to judge because they're like, oh, didn't she just give birth? Or that's why we didn't want to assume or anything until you got confirmation at the end. But
yeah.
I think it was nice that there wasn't so much like craziness. Like, like the Super Bowl, there's usually all kinds of like insane like things and moving parts.
Like a lot of distractions, right? Like
this one was a little. They kind of utilized the whole stadium, I think, in a lot of you utilized the whole field, which this one they didn't. Which, I mean, I don't know. I don't mind. I'm not like the biggest critic of like Super Bowl like halftime performances, except for the weekends. I thought he just stayed in the hallway the whole time.
I was like, the weekend, we can get into that.
Outside of that one, like I'm never like, I don't know. I never really cared for the halftime show when I know like some people care a lot about it. But the weekend one was the only one that I roasted because he was literally in a fucking hallway the whole time instead of out in the field. So like everybody just, I don't know. But anyways. I thought the choreography was pretty cool. I thought the levels were cool. I mean, I can see what people mean that like there wasn't a lot because I thought the same thing. I'm like, you could tell there's not a lot of moving parts. It's really just those platforms going up and down. But I mean, I'm okay with it. Like, I don't really care either way. So I mean, I thought it looked dope, and Gabe, you loved it. I'm assuming.
Right, that's it. I think next year.
Oh, hold up, real quick. The fucking national anthem was gas. The national anthem was great. What was that dude's name? Chris Stapleton or something?
Made a grown man
cry. That was probably the best national anthem I've ever heard. Like that shit was good.
Yo, even better than Fergie's for the NBA Finals.
The NBA.
I don't know.
All-Star.
Oh, it was the All-Star? It was
oh my god. Was
that the one where she did like really bad or something?
Yeah. That's the one I'm talking about.
Dude, you guys didn't feel the same way. I thought that shit was amazing. That shit was beautiful. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just like in the way it just flowed with the guitar, which is like, I don't know. I thought that was amazing. That was like probably I still say that is the best national anthem I've ever.
Yeah. Julian was feeling extra patriotic during the anthem. Shout out to Julian.
But you guys thought it was just whatever? One. I thought that shit was amazing.
No, I like Chris Stapleton. He's a good singer.
I don't know who Chris Stapleton is. That's the first time I've ever heard of him. But like, I just thought that shit was great.
Have you heard of Tennessee Whiskey? The song Tennessee Whiskey? That's his song. All right. I think next year the Super Bowl is going to be in Las Vegas, so that should be pretty dope.
Oh,
brand new stadium in Las Vegas next year. So let's make a trip, man, guys. Let's make a trip.
We out.
Listen, I'm about it.
Let's make a trip.
First time out there.
I'm down. I mean, the Jags are going to be there, so I'm down. So
if you could plug this, Gabe, if you could plug this with some tickets, that's the only way we'll make it out there, right? I don't think we have $10K for a Super Bowl ticket.
I'll take out a loan if the Jags make it.
Also,
I'll take it.
Take out a business loan.
Julian's definitely going to the Jags.
Julian will sell his car.
I don't care how much it is. Dude. I'll take out a fucking loan.
You gonna pay it off in 20 years.
Let's talk about the other big event going on this week. Of course, is the XFL because the
XFL. Football's not.
Talk about the XFL real quick.
Football's not over. Football's not over. So I figured it'd be funny since the XFL is back after taking a 2-year hiatus. That why don't we just like pick a team? We all just pick a team, and we just like I'm not saying like we analyze it, but we just like see just completely random, not knowing the rosters at all. I think I kind of know something. I got some ex-NFL coaches in there, actually. It's like legit. We pick a team and we'll see who ends up winning it all.
With the Saint.
Yeah. I'll share my screen right here.
I'm gonna go with the Battlehawks.
I'm gonna go off their mascot. That's how I'm gonna pick my team. Colors and mascot, and then we're gonna go from there. I'm not gonna look at players. I'm not gonna look at coaches. I'm not gonna look at any history. And then we're gonna have to, dive deep.
Here we go. So we got the Arlington Renegades, the DC Defenders, the Houston Roughnecks, the Orlando Guardians, the Vegas Vipers, the St. Louis Battlehawks.
That's not the Vegas
Vipers. The Seattle Sea Dragons, and the Hey, Gabe, you going out to that's the closest professional football you got to you right there. San Antonio Brahmas. Shout out to the Rock.
I mean, Dallas.
The Bull.
The Bull. Yo, honestly,
and every jersey is gonna have blood, sweat, and respect on it. And it's completely sponsored by Under Armour. And honestly, the jerseys look pretty tight.
Yeah, Under Armour.
All right. So look, are we gonna randomize who's gonna pick first? How are we doing this? Well, so
I'm going with the Battlehawks, man.
I feel like I won NFL Pick'em, and since I am the champion of our fantasy football league, I feel like I should pick first. I own that right. Okay. So there you go. Since I won, I'm gonna pick. All right, so I'm between the Vegas Vipers, but we all know we'll go down in Vegas, right? It's never a good look what's going down in Vegas. So I don't want the Vipers to have that Raider effect. Guardians, they look a little basic. I don't know what's going on there. I feel like
Orlando has tried to have a team so many times. Like how many fucking second division football teams are there?
They had the AFL, the indoor football team.
Yeah, they had that too. They were in the original they actually got they were in that. What was that one a few years ago? I don't remember. It was like some whatever. It was another one, I forgot. But go ahead, Judge.
Where's the Brahmas? What city? San Antonio. And then you have Houston. So you have two in Texas for Gabe over there, the Roughnecks. I feel like Gabe's gonna pick the Roughnecks. I don't know. He just looks like the type. And then Defenders, is that DC?
Yeah.
Yeah, DC Defenders.
All right. You know what? Yo, give me the Vegas Vipers, bro. Because that logo looks tough. We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna go Vegas.
Julian, who you got?
Okay.
What team are you gonna follow?
Man, I already know Gabe's gonna say St. Louis. Bro, honestly, St. Louis has embraced football coming back to that city. Because in 2020, when they brought the Battlehawks back, they brought professional football back, they went hard. But I kind of want to root for a team who doesn't have a football team, an NFL team. So I'm between the Battlehawks or the Brahmas. I'm going to go Battlehawks because I know Gabe's probably going to get his hometown team, the Brahmas. He's going to be a big fan. He's going to get season tickets, aren't you?
He's thinking.
Probably not.
I know who's gonna pick. I'm telling you, I'm calling it now. I already called it. Gabe, who you got?
I'm gonna take the Brahmas. You taking the Battlehawks? I'll take the Brahmas. Okay? The Brahma Bulls.
I'm trying to pull up the uniforms real quick so you guys can see.
I saw today.
Where the fuck?
I think I saw tomorrow. They're having like a kind of like a inside the XFL kind of thing, like like they did with the F1 and. Called what is that show called that they do for the NFL?
Drive to Survive. Oh, Hard Knocks.
When they start the preseason.
Hard Knocks.
I think they're doing like a Hard Knocks thing, and it's starting tomorrow. I think it's like on it's on ESPN Plus. I think so. It's like a show.
Probably. I tell you, I really think I really think it's going to be successful. Like, I mean, they have everything lined up. I mean, they're partnered with the NFL. They got all the broadcasting rights with ESPN and ABC. It's going to be nationally televised. You have, I don't know. There seems like it's going to be like a testing ground to trying new things. I'm really excited to see. I mean, hopefully the competition's good. I think just like we said last year with the USFL, which is also about to start up, I think it's going to take a year of planning to get like into its footing, but I think it's going to be pretty dope. I mean, honestly, like I'll show you guys the uniforms too. You guys can see that.
I mean, look, it's backed by The Rock, pretty reputable man, big following. He's been promoting crazy as well, trying to build excitement for it. So, all right, what we got here?
We got ranking the team.
We're checking out the XFL jerseys right now for those listening in.
XF is the Orlando Predators. I wish there was just like static photo. Oh, here we go. Wait, right here. It's like this orange, like it looks like Oregon, honestly. Like neon green, dark green.
Yeah, hold on. I might have to pick another team based off these uniforms.
Zoom in a little bit more. The Cedra. I wish there was better photos. These are terrible. I tried looking for better photos.
Giving me Gator vibes. Arlington Renegades.
Which is essentially Dallas. Then you got the Battlehawks, gray and dark blue. Kind of like
that looks good.
Got the DC Defenders. It only has their helmet for some reason. I don't know. There we go.
Those are sweet.
That's pretty dope. Give me Ohio State vibes.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of college influence.
Yeah.
And the Houston Roughnecks. And I think there's the Vegas Vipers, just kind of black and red. It's like
simple. I mean, they're pretty clean.
Honestly, the Brahmas is pretty slick. I like that yellow.
Gabe, you want to swap teams, Gabe, or is it too late?
I'll send you a jersey, man.
That's high. Look, they even got the Rocks. They even got the Rocks bull on there. That's pretty sick.
No, you know what? I'm sorry. So as the winner of this year's fantasy, I override Gabe's pick.
Gabe gonna get bro. I might cop a jersey. That shit's kind of gas.
For Nike, man. You can't be switching teams.
You're gonna have to send us a Brahmas jersey, man.
Yeah, Gabe. I want it for my birthday. Give me a Brahmas jersey.
A couple of your ways.
No, for real. You should try to. You should try to see a game, dude. I mean, how far are you from San Antonio? Like 45 minutes? Hour?
I mean, it's like an hour and a half. Like an hour and a half. Yeah.
Slight work. All right, you got season tickets.
Game. First regular season game. It could be against the Vipers.
I'm hyped. Anyways, we can
see.
Move. What else you got, Gabe?
Let's just want to end it on the NBA. Obviously, Jojo, you haven't been here, so we kind of talked about it a little bit last week. But I want to talk about the NBA. We're going into All-Star Weekend. It's in Salt Lake City,
Mickey Mouse League.
Right now, so we're on All-Star break. Oh my God, he wants to talk about it. Let's get into it. Jojo, I wanted to talk to you about this because it seems like the Western Conference has gone insane. The Western Conference has gone batshit crazy. So many transactions heading into the trade deadline. February 9th was the trade deadline. So Jojo, I'll go with you. Like, what is the biggest? I mean, I have the list of the transactions here, but what is the biggest transaction you've seen in the NBA so far that caught your eye?
Listen, I think we all know, and I think the listeners know what I'm about to say right now. And of course, this guy is always part of the biggest transaction of the year because he just always has to be. You just can't stick to one team, but whatever. It's not his fault he got traded. KD to the Suns. Kevin Durant to the Phoenix Suns is the biggest transaction at the deadline, and they are automatic contenders. They will find their way into the final this year. So good luck in the West. And a lot of other players. You got Kyrie to Dallas. Lakers made some swaps, man. Just it's ridiculous. Yeah. And I'm sorry for Ja Morant, man. You spoke way too soon saying, we got it in the West. No, you don't. No, not anymore. At least not anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. That's going to be ridiculous. KD, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Ayton. Chris Paul had what 19 assists or something last night or two nights ago. KD didn't play. I mean, all he has to do is facilitate and pass the ball. With now, you just have an extra weapon. There's life pre KD, and then there's life with KD. So it's like your life's just gonna get easier.
Yeah, the Suns trade pretty insane, but it comes after obviously Kyrie Irving announcing that he wants to be traded. That was like early in the week. That was like February 2nd or something, with the trade deadline being February 9. Him getting traded to Dallas, team up with Luka. I still want to see like what that looks like. I mean, obviously Luka being having an MVP season again this year. Him teaming up with Kyrie, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be insane, but I mean, it'll be exciting if you're a Dallas fan. It'll be exciting basketball. So I think they're contenders equally. I want to talk about your Lakers because you claim you're not a Lakers fan, but you are a Lakers fan. Okay, you say LeBron, you're a Lakers fan. Lakers, I think they get back D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, Russell Westbrook getting traded to Utah. Russell Westbrook getting traded. They've been trying to trade this guy for about 7 years, and they finally got it. They finally got it done. Pulled the trigger on that. Mike Conley, the second-round pick to Minnesota.
They got rid of Beverly as well, man. So they got rid of the duo right there. they were trying to get rid of for a little while now.
I knew that shit was going to be a mess from the beginning of the season. When I heard they're getting back together, they're coming together, going to be on the same team. Westbrook and Patrick Beverly. I knew this shit was going to be a mess. Patrick Beverly is just he's kind of a hothead, kind of a cartoonish hothead, kind of.
They never even liked each other, so that was the funniest part about that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the team they were oblivious to what was going on in the league, and you get both of them on your team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look,
they finally pulled the trigger on that. What's up?
I mean, Lakers, I wouldn't say they're contenders, but I'm gonna say this every year. As long as you have LeBron James performing the way he's performing right now, just broke the scoring record. Shout out to him. Having been on a couple episodes, I had to throw that out there. But they definitely improved, right? And I think that it's safe to say, with a healthy AD, they are guaranteed a play-in game, right? Guaranteed a play-in. From there, depending how they perform in the second half of the season, which I was, majorly disappointed last year. We all thought they'll at least make the 7 or 8 seed. They didn't even make the play-in. I think they can get to a 7 or 8 seed spot because we know the West is very top-heavy now. There's a lot of changes. And if you guys really look at the standings, it's like 3 or 4 games that can take you from the 12th seed all the way up to the 4th seed. So if a team gets hot and you win, a few games in a row and another team just ends up losing, you can literally swap to the opposite end of the bracket. So, of the standings. And I think they're definitely going to make playoffs. If AD stays healthy, they also added, Rui Hachimura. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his game, but that added a lot of mid-range in which they did. And if you watch the last few games with him playing, I think he played 10 games already. He's actually been performing really well. Then you get, a more matured, Russell, which all he knew in Laker Nation was playing with Kobe early on, right? Like that's all he knew. Now he's bounced to a few teams. He's definitely grown as a person from what I can see. And I think he's going to take the game a lot more serious playing with LeBron and understands that he had, to have that winning mentality now, which he probably didn't understand playing with Kobe, because that's a lot to take in, right? You're drafted, you're new in the league, you're in LA, and you're playing with a veteran Kobe who's all about winning and discipline. And you're like, yo, like, I just made it to the league. I'm making money. I'm in LA. You don't take the game serious.
You don't have that mama mentality. Yeah, you don't have that mama mentality.
Didn't. So that acquisition, getting rid of Russ, it was just time for him to move on. Getting rid of Beverly, which we know they bring a lot of energy, to the court, their defense, but it just didn't mesh, right? It didn't play in, too many turnovers. They didn't put up a lot of points. I'm talking about Beverly as well. Like, dude, you average 4 points when you come in. Like, you really weren't doing anything besides getting your cardio in and running up and down the court. And, with the other 2 trades, they picked up, wing defenders as well. Like they got younger, they got better. So.
Yeah, I think with all these transactions Actually, I think the West. I like the West coming out on top of the championship. I think there's just too much competition. You talk about the Lakers getting a play-in. I don't think if they're playing like a Memphis or they're playing, the Nuggets with Jokic, I don't know how far they'll get the Lakers.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of it's top heavy in the West. There's maybe like three teams that might compete in the East. Maybe the Bucks, the Celtics, and I don't know, you want to say the 76ers if they can put together a run. But, two, maybe three in the East. I got the West coming out of the championship this year. It's just too much competition, barring, injuries. Let's say, nobody's injured at the end. Obviously, we have like Steph Curry's out with the injury right now. KD is out. He's not playing in the All-Star game with an injury. So barring injuries, man, I got the West winning. It's just too much competition in the West. Julian, any thoughts? Do you have any teams to pick? Let's look at the jerseys and you pick your favorite team.
Okay. No, man, I don't know. I can't take it anymore with this Mickey Mouse fucking league, dude. I can't. I'm protesting the regular season. I'm not watching the regular season. I'm not watching the play-in. I'm not watching this fake ass shit. I'm gonna watch the playoffs when it starts. That's about it. I'm not gonna be. Why should I care about the regular season? If the league, if the players, the coaches, they don't care about the regular season, so why should I? I'll watch the playoffs. I'll be there when it's ready to roll. Now I refuse to watch the play-in. We didn't air the episode last week because of errors, but like I'll say, like the play-in is just atrocious. But sadly, they're never getting rid of it.
I have a question for Gabe. Are you ready, Gabe?
What's up?
How do you feel about your Miami Heat once again not making any moves and Pat Riley just sleeping during all these transactions going on with the deadline?
They're going to play in a play-in game.
And what moves?
I mean, obviously, first of all,
would you have liked to be done for your team to improve?
Well, I would have loved the KD thing, right? KD came out, was it the beginning of the season, saying he wanted to be traded either to Phoenix or to Miami. We thought that was going to happen, but I think they were asking for way too much, and I think Pat Riley didn't want to mortgage the future. I think he wants to win now, and Pat Riley's these guys that loves veteran players to come on the team. KD was a stretch, he could have made it ugly for the Nets. Which, by the way, I think it was said in the trade. Like, it came out in the news that like when KD got traded, that Joe Tsai, the owner, he said absolutely not. It's not going to the Lakers. Even though, I think Kyrie when he got traded was probably going to end up there because I think he's on his last. He's on a 1 year. Yeah, I think Kyrie's on a a half-year rental. He'll be a free agent next year. I think he'll end up in LA anyways. So absolutely not to the Lakers, but. Yeah, man. Another year. I didn't think this team was going to be good coming into the season, right? Jimmy Butler's a year older. I feel like Bam has made
30 mil to Tyler Hero.
I mean, Bam has stepped up. I feel like Tyler Hero is still good. But I am a little bit upset that they weren't able to make any moves in the half season. I don't know, going forward, I'm never going to doubt Pat Riley. I never doubt what's his name? The money man. Shit, I can't think of his name now. But we'll see. Like, I don't have a lot of high hopes right now. I think they're number 6 right now in the season. I mean, they're winning games. The point differential sucks. It's absolutely atrocious. But they're winning, close games. I don't expect a lot. I don't expect a lot for the Miami Heat. I think they need a big piece, something to pair. But like I said, I think they were asking for too much. They want to probably get rid of Bam, get rid of Tyler Hero. It's like, do I really want KD if I get rid of Bam and Tyler Hero, like 2 guys for 1? Not knowing that.
Well, that's what I was going to say too. I mean, how are they going to make moves? I mean, I don't see very many people taking on like some of these contracts they have.
Yeah. So,
I mean, what would you like to see them do?
I mean, look, I want a
KD. Now,
if you picked up a Russell Westbrook, you think he'll fit into the culture of Miami Heat?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't want that trash.
I think that'd be a great idea.
he's so inefficient. Like he's a fine basketball player, but he's so inefficient.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't.
I wouldn't want that headache. I wouldn't want the headache.
The turnovers. Yeah, you can't look the. Yeah, it's too much. Bad decision making in the last 2 minutes. I don't know, man. Like, it's just been looking real bad. We know he's a top 75 player of all time, but in recent, not really looking like it.
Times.
But, I mean, who would you like? I just don't see what who would the Heat get rid of, and who would they gain? Like, I don't see. Like,
here's the thing. Like, I feel like you guys are holding on to like these pieces. Like, of course, like you don't want to pull the trigger too quick and get rid of. But it's like, if you're willing to wait it out, right, and just see what your team could do in the playoffs, like kind of like 2020, right? No one expects you guys to go to the finals, and you just killed in the playoffs, right? You guys beat the Celtics, you guys beat the Bucks, or you guys beat. I don't know, man. You guys went through the trenches and made it to the finals. Do you think you guys can repeat that with the team you have now, whether you're a 5 or a 6 seed in the playoffs? Because if you're in, right? You can do something with it. But how do you feel with the teams in the East if you're in the playoffs right now? Like, do you think you guys win a 4-game series?
No, I think of the Heat as a bottom tier team. So, they might drop and they might be like one of this, 8, 6, 7, 8 teams. I don't see them getting any higher. And if you're a 6, 7, 8, you're facing the, number 1, number 2, number 3, probably most likely. They
can lose a play-in game.
I expect a first round bounce. Maybe, I don't know. I think we have a decent team. I don't think we have enough to go over the hump, especially like I said with the West being so strong. I don't see a path for Miami. With all the improvements to Bam, Jimmy's going to be Jimmy, but I don't think it's enough this year.
What do you think is the biggest cause of what happened? I mean, the team is pretty much the same team from last year. What is not happening? What is not clicking?
I think they've increased. There's the pace of the game right in the NBA is a lot higher. There's a lot more scoring. Like when they won a game, it was like 220 points scored in the game. So there, a lot of teams are pushing pace and scoring more. But they can't. They're not destroying team, right? They're winning close games, but they're not like clearing somebody out. Like, you know what I mean? I think they draft. I think the other day I saw they had 8 players dressed and 8 of them were undrafted or something like that. So I think right now the strategy is to develop and get guys, second chance guys, maybe guys that nobody's ever seen, like kind of like a Whiteside or guys that may contribute, but without making big moves like big players, without the whales, I don't see them winning. End of games close. But
this is like the same team, though.
Like I guess by a mile.
I guess what I'm confused though is this is the same team.
It's a year older.
I mean, they ain't that old. I mean, you're not talking about like
it's a year older. Yeah, it's a year older.
Yeah,
a bunch of small no-name guys.
They played last year, with the same team. Yeah, everyone else has gotten better. I mean, the only team that really changed in the East was the Nets lost their all-stars, but they still have a deep bench. That Nets team, don't sleep on them. Cleveland can possibly make a run in the playoffs with Mitchell, so you got to throw them in the mix. Don't sleep on the Pacers. They have some pretty good players as well. I'm not sure where they are in the standings though. But, who knows? Trae Young and the Hawks, they haven't been playing the best. But with that star power, they could turn it around in the second half of the season, which they usually do. And the Knicks have kind of been performing up to standards as well. And they made some moves. They had some trades as well. So, Jalen Brunson's been balling. So they can make some noise in playoffs this year too. So it's kind of like luck of the draw who you get and what your seeding is. I say your best bet is to be 4 or 5. Because if you get the Celtics first round, you're done. If you get maybe the Bucks first round, you're probably done. Or if you get the Sixers, you could possibly win that matchup. You guys are favored against the Sixers, the matchup, right?
No, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, and then 4 could be who? Who would probably 4? Who's up in the standings?
It's Celtic. This is in order:
right now,
Celtics, 4, Bucks, Sixers, Cleveland, Nets.
Cleveland, right? Yeah. So
Nets, Heat, Knicks, Hawks, Raptors, Wizards. the top 10.
All right. I mean, yeah, it's looking tough. Even though the East is the weaker conference, but there's some teams like that might be hard to beat in a 4-game series for the Heat right now, depending on who they get in that first round. But
yeah,
moving on.
I mean,
like
I will say, like, based off records, I mean, is the West really that much better? Like, I'm just like looking off of this. I mean,
you look at star power and look at that playoff experience with those teams, right? The Nuggets have the back-to-back MVP. You have a healthy Murray. You have Michael Porter Jr. You have the Suns with all that star power. The Warriors' record don't match up to what they can do in the playoffs at all. You have Dallas in there. You have the Clippers that can make a run at any time as well. Like, look at the names of the teams I just mentioned. Like, any one of those teams.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like I said, it's just so hard to tell because it's like, I don't know, anybody can make the fucking playoffs. So it's like you might as well just hold on and just like you said with the Warriors, it's like their record is not actually indicative of like what they are. So it's like, who fucking knows, man? This shit just turns into a March Madness at this point. It's just
exactly. I mean, for this season, I can definitely.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I think that pretty much does it. Is there anything else we want to talk to about this weekend?
No,
I was going to say
March Madness is coming up, so.
Wait, we got March Madness coming up. We got World Baseball Classic coming up.
Yeah.
So
I was going to see too, JoJo, if you saw the Apple just announced they're getting new broadcasters for Friday Night Baseball. I don't know if we never really talked about it, but like, did you guys ever watch the Apple Friday Night Baseball and the tragedy that it was?
I saw one game. I don't remember who played. It might have been the Yankees because that's the only team I really.
Oh my god, that shit was so cringy. It was the commentators were probably the worst commentators I've ever seen.
The commentating was terrible.
The whole I guess was the production value of it was sweet. I liked it. I thought it was really cool. I liked how you really got to see like the stats and like I felt like the viewing angles were a lot better. But my god, the commentating was terrible. Dude, there was like, I remember I watched like a highlight clip. This guy went on about talking about squirrels for like 3 minutes. I kid you not. He was talking. Dude, so hopefully, because it looked like last year they tried to do like some like hipper crowd or hipper like or younger broadcasting team. Yeah, that didn't work out well. So I'm curious to see what they do regarding this. I think the whole Apple thing is really interesting, man, because got MLB and now MLS is about to start on Apple TV, which I'm really curious to see how they really enact sports. Oh shit, too, we never talked about Sunday Ticket's going to YouTube TV and YouTube, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm sure Gabe saw it. I wasn't sure if you saw it, JoJo, but that's pretty wild. I'm really curious to see.
I had no idea about that.
How that goes. Man, these streaming platforms are taking over sports, man. You don't need no more cable no more.
No, I honestly, you really don't. And look, Amazon, they made moves this last season broadcasting NFL games. Like, who would have thought that? Like, Peacock doing baseball, I think, or whatever it was.
Baseball does. I mean, Peacock does a lot of their big thing is the Premier League. They do a lot of Premier League stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm really excited though. Like, I'm probably about to purchase that season pass for MLS. So I'm really curious to see how. I mean, more competition, the better. I think with this streaming stuff, you're gonna start if they can like really master the integration of like certain things, like especially I'm curious to see what they do with the YouTube TV and the NFL. Like, if you could somehow like input like your fantasy lineups and see like things live, you could do like some cool shit with it. I'd be really interested. Same thing with like baseball or whatever else. And it seems like NBA is the only one that's like waiting to like kind of do something. I don't know. Maybe they do something with HBO because they got the TNT stuff.
True. I was gonna say. I mean, they already do TNT. They do ESPN. They do NBA TV. So
I think if they do anything, it's got to be the HBO thing. I mean, shit. The best thing about the NBA is the fucking NBA Tonight Show. That's just hilarious. Yeah. That shit is gold. That is the best show. That's the best sports show on TV. I don't care what anybody says. Like, you can watch that and not watch an ounce of basketball and like enjoy your time.
Yeah. So I think that's it, man. That's it for today, man. I think we'll be back here next week. Real Fans Podcast. We appreciate all the subscriptions, all the listeners. Thank you all for checking it out. Julian, tell them where they can find all our stuff.
You find us on anywhere you get your podcast. Apple TV, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket
I'm about to
Casts.
say apple bottom jeans.
Apple bottom
jeans.
To the
You can find us at JC Penney's. You can find us at Dillard's. Find us at Sears, and anywhere else you get your appliances. You can find us there. And yeah.
We appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all for checking us out. Be back here next week. Real Fans Podcast. Peace.
Peace.